Picture this. It arrives in your mailbox on an ordinary afternoon. It looks exactly like every other government notice you have ever received. It is printed on what appears to be official letterhead. It has a seal at the top. It has a notice number. It lists your name, your address, and in some cases, the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. It tells you that you owe money to the Internal Revenue Service. And at the bottom, it gives you a phone number to call immediately, or warns that your account could be frozen, your benefits could be interrupted, or that legal action is pending against you. You sit down at the kitchen table. Your heart beats a little faster. You have never missed a tax payment in your life. You filed your return just like you always have. But the letter is right there in your hands, and it has your name on it. And it looks real. For millions of older Americans right now, that moment, that quiet kitchen table moment, is exactly where a carefully engineered scam begins. In 2026, fake IRS letters, fake IRS phone calls, and fake IRS online notices have become more convincing than at any point in history. Scammers are using artificial intelligence to generate professional-looking documents. They are pulling personal details from data breaches so that the letters include your real information. They are spoofing phone numbers so that the caller ID on your phone actually reads IRS, or Internal Revenue Service. And the people most likely to be targeted, the people these scammers study and pursue, are Americans over the age of 60. Not because older Americans are careless, but because older Americans tend to be more compliant with official communications. They pay their bills. They follow the rules. They take government letters seriously. And these scammers know that. In this video, we are going to follow this piece of paper from the moment it lands in your mailbox to every hidden layer underneath it. We are going to show you exactly what the fake letter looks like, what it asks for, what the real IRS letter actually looks like in comparison, and what you need to do, and never do, when one of these arrives. Stay with us. Because the most dangerous thing about this letter is not that it looks fake. The most dangerous thing is that it looks completely, convincingly real. This is not a rare or isolated problem. Reports of IRS impersonation fraud have been tracked for more than a decade, and the scale of the damage is significant. According to reporting from the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, IRS impersonation scams have cost Americans well over $100 million in documented losses over the past decade, and those are only the cases that were reported. Many victims, embarrassed or confused, never report what happened at all. What makes this especially serious for older Americans is the type of targeting that is happening right now. Former IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel has publicly stated that IRS impersonation scams represent the #1 senior scam the agency sees. According to survey data cited by Newsweek, nearly half of all Americans have received a fake IRS message in some form, whether by mail, by phone, by text, or by email. And among those targeted with demands for immediate back tax payments, older adults between 65 and 74 are among the most frequently contacted. This is not random. These scams are constructed with a specific audience in mind. They are designed around how seniors tend to respond to official-looking paperwork. They are built on urgency, authority, and fear, and they are working. We are going to walk through this paper trail, layer by layer. We are going to show you what each piece of it looks like, why it is designed that way, and where the hidden danger actually lives inside each one. The first layer, the letter itself. Let us start with the document that started everything. A fake IRS letter, the physical mailed kind, is designed to look indistinguishable from a real IRS notice at first glance. That is the entire point. Scammers invest real effort in making these letters look authentic. Here is what a fake letter typically includes: an official-looking IRS seal or logo at the top of the page, a notice number that may appear in the same location where real IRS notices display their numbers, a date, your full name and mailing address. In many cases, a partial Social Security number, often the last 4 digits, a reference to a tax year, a dollar amount that you allegedly owe, and a deadline. The deadline is almost always described as urgent. Pay within 10 days or face consequences. Respond within 7 days or your account will be referred for collection. Now here is the first thing to understand. Real IRS notices do have some of these elements. Real IRS notices are mailed. Real IRS notices include your name and address. Real IRS notices include notice numbers. So it can be genuinely difficult in that kitchen table moment to know what you are actually looking at. But there are things the fake letter cannot replicate perfectly, and we are going to get to each of them. The most important thing to know at this stage is simply this: the letter is the bait, not the trap. The trap comes in the layers that follow. The second layer, the phone number on the page. After the greeting and the dollar amount, nearly every fake IRS letter includes a phone number. This is the critical layer. This is where the scam actually lives. The letter may say something like, Call this toll-free number immediately to resolve your balance before enforcement action begins. Or it may say, contact our Taxpayer Resolution Division at the number below to discuss a settlement plan. That phone number does not go to the IRS. It goes directly to a scam operation, often staffed by individuals trained to sound professional, calm, and authoritative. They may use titles that sound official. They may speak in legal-sounding language. They may ask you to verify your identity by providing your full social security number, your bank account information, or your date of birth. Here is what a real IRS communication does not do. According to the IRS itself, the agency does not demand that you call a specific number to make immediate payment. The IRS does not require you to resolve a tax issue through a single phone call with no ability to question, appeal, or verify. The IRS does not ask you to confirm your full social security number over the phone with an unverified caller. When a senior calls that number on the fake letter, the conversation that follows is scripted to move them toward one outcome, providing either a payment method or personal information, and providing it quickly, before they have time to think or verify. Consider what this looks like for a retired 71-year-old woman who spent her career as a nurse. She receives this letter. She does not think of herself as someone who would fall for a scam. She paid taxes faithfully for 40 years. The letter references a specific tax year. It has her name on it. She is worried. She calls the number. The person on the other end is calm and professional. They offer her a payment plan. They ask her to confirm her identity. And within 20 minutes, she has handed over information she cannot take back. This scenario is not unusual. It is, in fact, the most common pathway. The phone number on that page is not a customer service line. It is a door into a carefully designed manipulation. Do not walk through it. The third layer, the payment instruction. If a senior stays on the phone long enough, or responds to a follow-up notice, the scam moves to its next layer, the payment instruction. This is where a fake IRS letter becomes clearly distinguishable from a real one, if you know what to look for. Fake letters and scam callers frequently demand payment through methods the IRS does not use. According to the IRS, the agency does not demand payment via wire transfer. The IRS does not ask for payment using gift cards. The IRS does not request payment through third-party payment apps. The IRS does not instruct you to purchase prepaid debit cards and read the card numbers over the phone. If a letter or a caller tells you to pay your alleged tax debt using iTunes cards, Google Play cards, Walmart prepaid cards, or wire transfer to a foreign account, that is not a tax resolution. That is theft. The reason scammers use these methods is simple. They are nearly impossible to trace or reverse. Cash is gone once it leaves your hands. A gift card number, once read aloud, has been drained before you hang up. A wire transfer, once sent, cannot be recalled in most circumstances. Real IRS payment options include checks made out to the U.S. Treasury, direct payment through the IRS Direct Pay tool on IRS.gov, or an approved installment agreement established through official IRS channels. None of those options involve gift cards, wire transfers, or payment through apps to unknown accounts. If anyone, whether in a letter or on a phone call, tells you to pay your tax obligation using any of the methods above, stop the interaction immediately. Do not feel embarrassed. Do not feel obligated to explain yourself. Just stop. The fourth layer, the personal information request. Let us follow the paper trail to the next document, the verification form. Some of these scams, particularly the more sophisticated ones circulating in 2026, include a second piece of paper along with the initial letter, or they direct you to a website. The website may include what appears to be an IRS logo, an official color scheme, and a form that asks you to verify your identity before your case can be resolved. The form asks for your full social security number, your date of birth, your bank account and routing number so the IRS can process your payment or issue your refund, your driver's license number, your current address. Sometimes the form even asks for your Medicare identification number. This is what is called a phishing form. Every piece of information you enter goes directly to criminals. And once they have it, they can use it in ways that extend well beyond the original scam. With your social security number and date of birth, someone can open new credit lines in your name. They can file a fraudulent tax return and redirect your legitimate refund to themselves. They can apply for government benefits using your identity. They can drain accounts tied to your social security number. In some cases, the damage from a single identity theft event takes years to fully repair. Now here is something important to understand. Scammers know things about you. They pull information from data breaches, from public records, from online directories. A letter that includes your real name, your real address, and the last 4 digits of your real social security number is not necessarily a real IRS letter. Criminals have access to partial personal data, and they use it specifically to make their letters feel undeniable. The presence of your personal information on a suspicious letter is not proof that the letter is legitimate. It is often the bait. Real IRS identity verification happens through your IRS Online Account at IRS.gov, through in-person visits to an IRS Taxpayer Assistance Center, or through verified correspondence that you have initiated. It does not happen through a form on a website linked in an unsolicited letter. The fifth layer, the follow-up pressure documents. If a senior does not respond to the initial letter, the scam does not stop. It escalates. A second notice may arrive within a week or two. The language in this notice is typically sharper. It may claim that because you failed to respond, your case has been escalated to a collections unit. It may include a case number. It may reference a specific agent assigned to your account. It may include what appears to be a signature from an IRS employee. Some seniors who receive this second notice feel an increase in anxiety, precisely because the scam has anticipated their hesitation. The escalation is designed to feel like proof that the first notice was real. The fact that something followed up seems to confirm it. But this is simply the next document in a manufactured paper trail. Real IRS notices do escalate through stages, but those escalation stages are governed by specific timelines, specific notice numbers, and a process that is publicly documented on IRS.gov. Real IRS collection escalation involves formal notices known as CP 2000, CP 501, CP 503, CP 504, and others, each with specific language, a specific purpose, and a clear way to verify their authenticity. If you receive what appears to be an escalating series of IRS notices and you are uncertain whether they are real, there is one reliable way to check. Log into your IRS Online Account at IRS.gov or call the IRS directly at the official number listed on IRS.gov, which is 1-800-829-1040. A copy of any genuine IRS notice sent to your address should appear in your online account. Do not call the number on the letter you received. Call the number you verify independently from the official IRS website. The sixth layer, what the real paper trail looks like. At this point, it is worth spending a moment on what a genuine IRS notice actually looks like, because the contrast matters. A real IRS notice will arrive by U.S. mail to your last known address. It will include a notice number printed in the upper right corner of the first page. Common notice numbers you may recognize from legitimate IRS mailings include CP 2000, which is a notice that the IRS believes your reported income may not match information they received from employers or financial institutions. Or Notice CP 501, which is a reminder that a balance is due. Or Notice LT11 or Letter 1058, which are final notices before levy action. Every legitimate IRS notice includes a toll-free number that directs you to official IRS customer service, not to a specific agent or a specific resolution unit. Every legitimate IRS notice also includes information about your right to appeal, your right to dispute, and your right to seek assistance from the Taxpayer Advocate Service. Real IRS notices do not include countdown timers. They do not include language warning that you will be arrested within 24 hours. They do not demand gift card payments. They do not ask you to download a form from a third-party website. They do not threaten immediate deportation, benefit termination, or criminal prosecution unless you call within the hour. If the language in the letter you received feels coercive, threatening, or unusually urgent in a way that prevents you from thinking clearly, that is a design feature, not a legal reality. The IRS operates through a formal documented process. It does not operate through panic. The seventh layer, how 2026 made this harder to spot. We would be doing you a disservice if we did not acknowledge something directly. These scams have become significantly harder to detect than they were 5 years ago. In 2026, artificial intelligence tools allow criminals to generate letters that are visually indistinguishable from real IRS notices. The fonts are correct. The seal looks right. The notice number format follows the actual IRS convention. The language mirrors the formal tone of real agency correspondence. More importantly, scammers are now using personal data harvested from major data breaches to populate these letters with real verifiable information about the recipient. When the letter includes your correct name, your correct address, a real partial social security number, and a reference to a real tax year, it is natural to assume that whoever sent it has official access to your records. They do not. They have stolen data, and they are using it deliberately to neutralize your skepticism. There is also the issue of spoofed phone numbers. When a letter instructs you to call a number, and that call comes with a caller ID that reads Internal Revenue Service, the combination of the letter in your hand and the name on your phone screen can create an overwhelming sense of legitimacy. Caller ID can be falsified. Logo images can be copied. Letterhead can be replicated. None of these things by themselves verify that a document or a phone call is genuine. The only verification that matters is independent verification. Checking your IRS online account, calling the official IRS number you looked up yourself, or visiting a local IRS Taxpayer Assistance Center in person. Now let us talk about what to do, both if you have received one of these letters recently, and to protect yourself going forward. Step 1. Do not call the number on the letter. This is the single most important protection step. The phone number printed on a suspicious letter is not a number you can trust. Before calling any number associated with an IRS notice, look up the IRS independently. Go to IRS.gov directly, type it into your browser yourself, and use the contact information listed there. The general IRS helpline is 1-800-829-1040. Do not dial any other number until you have confirmed it independently. Step 2. Check your IRS online account. The IRS maintains an online account system where you can see a record of any genuine notices sent to your address. If the letter you received is real, a copy of it will be in your account. If there is no matching notice in your account, that is a significant red flag. You can access your IRS online account at IRS.gov. If you have not set one up, it may be worth doing so with the help of a trusted family member or a tax professional. Step 3. Look at the notice number. Real IRS notices include a notice number, a combination of letters and numbers that identifies the specific type of correspondence. Look up that notice number at IRS.gov to see whether it corresponds to a real notice type. If the notice number does not appear anywhere in the IRS's publicly documented notice library, treat it with serious caution. Step 4. Never provide personal information in response to an unsolicited contact, whether the contact arrives by letter, by phone, by email, or by text. If you did not initiate the contact, do not provide your full Social Security number, your bank account information, your routing number, your Medicare number, or any payment information until you have independently verified that the contact is legitimate. This rule applies even if the caller knows your name, your address, or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Step 5. Know the IRS's confirmed rules. According to the IRS, the agency will never demand immediate payment without first mailing a bill. The IRS will never require you to pay using a gift card, wire transfer, or cryptocurrency. The IRS will never threaten to send local law enforcement to your home immediately. The IRS will never demand payment without giving you the opportunity to question or appeal the amount. And the IRS does not typically initiate contact by phone, email, or text. Its standard first contact is by U.S. mail. Step 6. If you believe you have received a fake letter, report it. You can report IRS impersonation scams to the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration at their official reporting portal, TIGTA.gov. You can also report suspected scams to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Reporting matters, even if you did not lose money. It helps the agencies track patterns and warn others. Step 7. Talk to a qualified tax professional or the Taxpayer Advocate Service. If you have received a notice you are not sure about and you are not comfortable navigating it alone, you have options. A licensed tax professional, a CPA, an enrolled agent, or a tax attorney can verify whether a notice is real and help you respond appropriately. The IRS also operates the Taxpayer Advocate Service, which is an independent organization within the IRS that assists taxpayers who are facing significant financial hardship or confusion. Their number is 1-877-777-4778. You do not have to figure this out alone, and you should not feel pressure to respond to any notice, real or fake, without giving yourself time to verify it. Let us step back and look at the full paper trail we just followed. It starts with a letter that looks real, printed with the right seal, the right format, and enough personal information to feel genuine. That letter directs you to a phone number that is not the IRS. That phone number connects you to people trained to collect either your money or your personal data, or both. The payment methods they request are untraceable. The forms they ask you to complete harvest your identity, and the follow-up notices are designed to intensify the pressure if you hesitate. Every layer of this paper trail is engineered to move you toward one outcome before you have the chance to slow down and verify. Here is the reassurance you deserve. You are not powerless against this. You now know what the trail looks like. You know that real IRS contact begins by mail and does not demand gift card payments. You know that real IRS notices can be verified through your IRS online account. You know that the phone number on a suspicious letter is not a number you can trust. And you know that independent verification, through the official IRS website or by calling 1-800-829-1040, is the only check that actually matters. The most powerful thing you can do when that letter arrives is pause. Do not call. Do not pay. Do not hand over information. Slow down. Verify independently. Ask a family member to help you check. Give yourself the time the scammers are trying to take from you. Your instinct to take IRS correspondence seriously is not a weakness. These scammers exploit it because it is a real virtue, the virtue of a responsible person who has always played by the rules. Do not let them use that against you. If this video was helpful, please share it with a parent, a spouse, a neighbor, or anyone you know who handles their own mail and finances. This is exactly the kind of information that protects people before something goes wrong, not after. Comment below with the word letter if you would like a simple printable checklist of the warning signs from today's video, real versus fake IRS notices, side by side. And if there is another topic you would like us to cover, Social Security survivor benefits, Medicare billing scams, Medicaid look-back rules, or protecting your home title, let us know in the comments. We read them. Take care of yourself and the people you love. We will see you in the next one.